Hey, I'm Jocelyn, and this is the Eats of Ohio. We're here in Fairpoint Harbor, Ohio, and I just finished with the best ice cream I've had in a really long time. And so that I'm going to start off with. Everybody knows to go to Graeter's and to Jenny's for ice cream, but I'm finding that ice cream in general is just a really great thing here in Ohio. There's a lot of places other than Graeter's and Jenny's that make their own ice creams, and this one happened to have some boozy ice cream, which was kind of special. So you can't come to the Buckeye State and not talk about Buckeyes. No, I'm not talking about the seeds. I'm talking about the chocolate and peanut butter treats. If you've watched any of our videos, you know I'm a huge fan of Reese's, and peanut butter and chocolate is like my favorite combo ever. So Buckeyes are something I absolutely love. And for me, not being from Ohio, there's something I only ever got at Christmas. So when you're here, you'll find them all year round, and they're really delicious. So Buckeye is basically a peanut butter ball, and it's dipped mostly in chocolate, but then they leave just part of it open so it actually does look like the seed of a Buckeye. Another really popular thing in Ohio is sweet corn. So we're still in the Midwest, so sweet corn is definitely a thing when you're here in Ohio, and you'll find it on pizzas, and you'll find it just on the cob and all sorts of stuff. So you definitely have to try some sweet corn while you're here. And while we're talking about corn, I think we should talk about popcorn. Who doesn't love popcorn, right? I'm going to give out a little shout out to Schlesman's Seed Company. They're an Ohio-based company, and they put out a lot of popcorn seeds for all of us around the country eating our popcorn. Something that a lot of people are going to tell you have to eat when you're in Ohio is Skyline Chili. Skyline Chili is like chili three-way. It's noodles with chili on top and a whole bunch of cheese on top of that. And Skyline is the fast food version of it. Gotta say, I'm not a fan. Kind of looks like some kind of cat pate on top. It's really not my thing. But if you go to Camp Washington, they've got like a little bit better like homemade sort of thing. It's not the fast food variety, right? So if you're gonna try it, go ahead, go to Skyline if you need to get the fast food version. But there are other versions that you can eat around the state, but it's really famous in Cincinnati. And I do like chili three-way, and I kind of like that they put like a little bit of cinnamon in there and makes it just a little bit sweet and savory at the same time. So it's definitely something to try out. I'm just not gonna do it at Skyline anymore. Cheese Coneys are definitely a Cincy thing also, and you can definitely get those at Skyline too. It's basically just a chili dog with cheese, definitely has mustard and onion, and you can get those kind of all over the place, but it's definitely a thing from Ohio. One of my favorite sandwiches, actually just one of my favorite meats, is corned beef. And there's a lot of corned beef all over Ohio. And you'll find corned beef in sandwiches, and you'll also find it as hash in the morning for breakfast, which is kind of my favorite way to eat it. I love to mix up eggs and the meat and the potatoes and everything else. It's just, oh gosh, it's so good and so filling. So we've traveled all over Central and Eastern Europe, and we have found some really great Central and Eastern European foods here in Ohio that are very authentic. We've had amazing kielbasas, pierogies. Oh my gosh, the pierogies we had the other day, they did an American twist on them and put some buffalo sauce over the top, but dang, were they tasty. Mark even found a really great version of chicken paprikash when we were in Cleveland, and it was absolutely tasty. So you know what? You can really find a lot of great ethnic foods all over this place because it's a great melting pot when you get to Ohio, and you'll find wonderful foods that represent that. Did you know that the first Wendy's is in Columbus, downtown Columbus, Ohio? I really love Wendy's because I love Frosties and fries together. So I feel like even though I can have Wendy's anywhere in the country, I feel like when I'm in Ohio, I definitely have to get myself one of those like junior teeny tiny Frosties and a little tiny French fry and just sit and eat that hot, sweet, cold, awesome, salty goodness. So I think you should too. So if you find Goetta on a menu, you're probably in Ohio. And it's probably breakfast time, although you might find it other times of the day too. But generally speaking, Goetta it's like a sausage patty. It's definitely got its roots in Germany, and with German immigrants coming to the United States, it's a great blend of pork, and usually there's beef in there too, and steel-cut oats, which is kind of a funky thing to think of in your sausage patty. But they're really tasty. It's got a lot of great herbs and spices in there, and you should definitely try that sometime for breakfast when you're in Ohio. So we've talked about kielbasa, and we've talked about chili dogs. We absolutely cannot leave out the Polish boy. The Polish boy is basically a kielbasa. It looks just like a sausage on a bun, and it's got French fries on it, and then it's got some coleslaw, and it's got barbecue sauce, and it's kind of just a big old mess of all sorts of stuff, and it's like lunch on a bun because you got everything you need there. You got your vegetables, you got your side, you got your meat, and you got your bread. The one thing you don't have with your lunch on a bun Polish boy is dessert. So you absolutely have to get a shaker lemon pie. It's got this really nice flaky crust, and it's just a lemon pie. So it's light and it's refreshing, and also it's sugary goodness. So you should totally end with that, right? Unless you really want fruit at the end, and then you should try a pawpaw. And pawpaws are a funky little fruit. I've never seen them anywhere but when I was in Ohio, and they taste sort of like a melon and a banana had a baby. I don't know how to describe it exactly, so you're just gonna have to come to Ohio and try it for yourself. The last thing I'm going to tell you is that I totally suggest you eat at local bars and restaurants. A lot of them are even family friendly during the day or even into the evenings, and you'll find these great little bars in the middle of residential areas. And I promise you, locals are eating there, and if locals are eating there, then it's good for you too. So don't skip out on those local mom and pop kind of places when you're here in Ohio, because they're just going to be a little bit more authentic, and you're going to meet some really wonderful people. So those are my eats of Ohio. I'm sure that you've got more, and you Ohioans jump in here and make another list down below of all the things that people should not miss when they're eating in Ohio. Thanks. See y'all later.